Tonight.
I'm never going to get out of this. I'm always going to be stuck in this rut.
Do it for 10 grand, to be honest. I'll put it for free.
Like that, what? Who doesn't know this head? Hey, fucking get off, you idiot!
For 20 grand?
You're so naughty.
Just have it. Hello, welcome back. Episode 30 of the What's Happening podcast, brought to you as always by Orange County CBD. Put them on the screen now. Ha! Orange County CBD, use code Happenin25 for 10% off all orders of your CBD oils, your fucking jellies, your vape liquids, anything you want CBD related, 10% off on us.
t/stays.com. And also big shout out to the Web Wizard Whittle, right? If these shoes were black and now they're not.
Now they've got green on.
Yeah, I know. Web Wizard Whittle. Get on them. All your clean shoes.
Put them
I'll
in the
send you a
description. Also, technicals are back. Once again, I'm wearing the same jacket because I've got very few. Use code Happenin10, you get 10% off all orders on technicals. We'll put the link to them in the description as well. Boom. Now, straight into it. On the couch this week, we've got Mark Cowell.
What's happening?
You might know him from
Boys.
Instagram. You might know him as on a mission. You run all like the beach meditations and like the yoga on. Is it Crosby Beaches that you do it on?
Crosby Beach, lads, yeah.
I wanted to know, like, because obviously, like, it's a big jump from like meditating and like doing yoga yourself to then putting a big class on.
Classes and stuff.
I've seen a few on people's stories, and there's like, sometimes you get a good few hundred people going down there. Like, how did you get into that?
1,000 people, I think we've had up numbers down there in the summer.
How did you get into it?
It all happened through like adversities that I've been challenged with in life.
Yeah.
So back in 2019, I've been struggling with addiction. I had PTSD. I was having panic attacks every day. I was depressed, suicidal, and it was like a proper tough time in my life.
Yeah.
I started like, I got stuck in my mum's house because I had social anxiety, and then I used to go and stand on the railway bridge by my ma's, you know, lose the plot and all that, get suicidal, feel like shit, and I started going down the beach instead of going to the railway bridge. And when I started going down the beach, I started watching the sunsets and just chilling out down there. I used to take my Bluetooth speaker down there. Yeah. And this was like at the start of lockdown.
Right.
So when the government was saying, oh, you can't go in the house, we were like, fuck that, mate, I'm getting out, you know what I mean?
Probably the worst time as well for anyone who's suffering from mental illness to be fucking going through in lockdown especially. Yeah,
so I started chilling down the beach, and then I bumped into the Cosmic Scousers. They were all like a big thing in 2020. Who the fuck are all these Scouse hippies?
He made a little sketch, didn't he?
He phoned me when I was in TK Maxx. He went, "What's happening, Mark?" He went, "Can you get a couple of hippies down the beach?"
I know just the guys.
Yeah, we just rocked up down the beach and done a little sketch with them. It was good, but I got into plant medicine. Mushrooms.
Yeah. Mushrooms are great.
The doctors have been like trying to prescribe me medication and that, and I had a friend who was close by me at the time. He was saying, "Mark, don't take the medication." I had an addictive personality. I was like mad on the Charlie.
It's easy to get hooked on prescription medication as well, though.
Yeah. So I never got on the medication that the doctor had prescribed me, but I thought, fuck it, I'll try the plant medicine. Yeah. The Cosmic Scousers were all raving about it. You know what I mean? The universe, the sun, energy.
Changes your fucking life,
lad. Saved me life. I got an 7-gram bag of mushrooms, went down the beach, ate 4 grams, tripped me box off for about 5 or 6 hours. Lad. It was the best journey I've ever had in my life.
Was that the first time you'd ever done the mushrooms as well?
Lad, then, but from that day, I've never had another PTSD flashback. I've never had another panic attack. I've not been depressed.
I like that.
And lad, it just changed my whole perspective and my whole outlook on life.
I love that.
You're big into your microdosing as well, aren't you, with the mushrooms?
Lad, I'm big into plant medicine, full stop. You know what? They're amazing.
How frequently would you say that you do mushrooms then?
Well, I do them every month, lad. I work with them like quite consistently now. Yeah. But microdosing, I probably do once a month, something like that. I'll probably do a little week where I'll microdose. But as far as I'm concerned, my challenges in life with my depression and my anxiety, my PTSD, I'm over that now. I work with the plant medicine for creativity.
No, I'm with you with that, because the first time, like we always say, the first time me and him ever done, like we've went through some bad shit as well. Like the first time we ever done mushrooms was Glastonbury just gone. Never done anything like that in my life. You know what I mean?
Started crying.
Wow.
Did you?
I just started crying, but that's
It's
obviously
overwhelming.
pain in the past or whatever just came out.
It's
lad.
overwhelming.
Do you know what I mean? I just
lad.
started crying and then that was the happiest ever.
But listen, do you know
Left
what was
a big weight off
do you
my
know what was
shoulders,
mad
like-
about me and you? Because me and him never really watched like mushroom documentaries or like we weren't really clued up on it. But then we done it, and then after it all, I went, "Fucking hell! I feel like my anxiety's gone." Like it was so weird. I've never known nothing about mushrooms in that sense. I just thought it was just something you take to trip and be like, woo, and that's it. I didn't know the deeper meaning towards it. So obviously since Glasgow, I was watching like little bits of documentaries, like me and her watching a few documentaries and whatever.
Netflix.
And like that How to Change Your Mind and all that.
You think it's mad though the way like they're starting to
Bring
publicize all these things
it's
on
mad.
like
It's
on
mad.
telly and that, but at the same time there's still a
The
class saying,
The
like,
thing
you
is
can't
with
have
it
them,
though.
but this is what they can do for
Yeah.
you. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's
But
like,
it's mad though. But sorry, but it's mad though because everything that they was explaining on this documentary, I was sitting there and it was like I was going, and it was taking me back a bit because I was thinking that happened to me, and I didn't know that happened to me. I knew it happened to me, but then when I watched the documentary, I was
put,
like,
two and
oh
two
my
together,
god,
innit? You know what I
that's
mean?
what
Yeah.
it is.
But
It fucking sent me head.
It's mad, innit? 'Cause like propaganda and all, like for years they were like, it's the
Oh,
fucking
it
worst
was
thing
all
for
of
you, you
them. It was
can't
all of
have it. And then when more people started going, do you know what? It's good.
Yeah.
It's what we need. And then they were like, nah, use a fucking psychos, use a tapped in the head. And like then they started belittling that group of people. And now more and more people are getting on it. The actual truth's coming out about it.
But
Yeah.
you know psilocybin, right, on a molecular level, when you want to get like scientific about it, on a molecular level, the structure of the molecules from psilocybin are very similar to that of serotonin.
Yeah,
And what serotonin does for us is it helps with our stress coping mechanisms, it helps with our moods, and it helps with our sleep.
Yeah.
It
So
does.
once the psilocybin's active within our body, if we're getting challenged with any of them adversities, if we're stressed out, think about how many things come under the bracket of stress, general stress,
So
and
many
anxiety,
things.
depression, and all that.
I think
the
it's how you
psilocybin's
perceive it as well.
healing you from all
Yeah,
that.
well,
You know what I mean?
like you said then with the documentaries and that, like the doctors who are involved in the pharmaceutical industry in America, it's to be fair, it's the biggest industry in the world, but in America, it's the biggest industry in America. It's the most profitable industry in America, and the doctors aren't gonna publicize the information about how psychedelics can help you because
They're not going to make any money
then
on
they
that.
lose
lad.
money on
they'll
it. So,
lose,
like,
though.
it's good that because there's obviously scientists like there's like the McKenna brothers and that.
Yeah,
They were advocating for it for years, so it's good that there's now sort of a medium
There's a
for
lot
their
more,
research and their work to be published and put out there. Even if it is in a documentary that's only on for an hour, someone could like my mum. My mum is against any type of drug. I have a joint in the garden. My ma, it's the roof. And like even she watched that documentary, that How to Change Your Mind, and I put the episode on about psilocybin and I purposely put it on when she was in the living room because I wanted her to sort of, she wouldn't listen to me because she thought I was just sitting there chatting shit because I wanted to do mushrooms. So I thought if I put that on and there's people who were very highly qualified and some of the best medical schools in the world saying what I've been saying for like the last year and a half to her, she'll listen a bit more. And there was the bit where, have you seen that documentary, the How to Change Your Mind? You know when they're doing the medical studies and
On the cancer
it's like a
patients.
controlled strip and there's doctors in the room with you. My mum even said, she went, you know what, if I was ever to do it, she went, I'd do it like that, definitely.
In a safe
Mad.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a controlled environment.
But like even going back to that documentary though and talking about the pharmaceutical company, they'd even say on that, they say what, like when you were going in PTSD, anxiety, blah blah blah, and they were giving you like prescription medication to take, these companies are going to miss out on millions if you can take something twice in your life, mushrooms, and never have it again.
Yeah.
That's why they're not,
That's why they're a class A. Classed as a drug. I
Yeah.
don't call them a drug. I call them a medicine.
I-
Like,
I've got- fully with you on it, yeah,
I've
fully
got
with
a
you.
lot of respect for them. Do you know what I mean? And like, there's kids in our society who don't fully understand them,
Yeah.
and like a lot of people, the stigma that's attached to them is, oh, I'm staying away from
Yeah.
them because you'll have a bad trip, you
Yeah.
never come back.
Yeah.
But that's all, in my opinion, related to like when kids have been to the dam and people have
Yeah,
had
yeah,
truffles
yeah.
and mushies in the
Yeah.
dam because
Truffles
the dam
aren't
was
the
big
same.
for it.
Yeah.
And like, people have had crazy trips because if you have mushrooms and you're in that environment surrounded by fucking
madness.
chaos,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a mad experience,
Yeah.
and a lot of the time it won't be a nice one.
Yeah.
When you're having the plant medicine, you need to be like,
You need to safe.
Glasgow might be a different vibe because you've got the music and you're probably in like good
And-
company.
And
It's a
because
perfect
everyone's the
place for
same
it.
in there.
Everyone's the same,
It's
man.
like
There's so much
we
space in
always say the
Glasgow.
same about. So if you go to Greenfields, I'm always like that, looking over my shoulder.
you don't
In
matter.
Glasgow, people come over to you and they're like, "How's your Glastonbury?" We're like, "It's fucking great." But you wouldn't imagine some Johnheads and creamies coming over going, "You're enjoying creamies, like, 'cause you're like, fuck off, you little beaut," you know what I mean? But that's what it's like there. But Glasgow is just, it's that
is
whole
that
place
vibe.
is safe space. It's all a safe space.
That's the thing. Like
Looked unreal, by the way, Glastonbury this year. Did you see
it was really, really
Lad,
good.
it looked heavy.
Like you were saying about
Have you ever been,
all the
lads?
propaganda for years.
Go
There was
next year,
on that documentary, that How to Change Your Mind, there was a bit where I watched the one about LSD as well, about acid, and there was a bit in like the 60s or the 70s. These doctors literally went on the news and they said if you do LSD or MDMA, it rots holes in your brain, and they were showing all these brain scans of brains with holes in, and like nowadays,
That was Ronald Reagan, though.
Yeah,
Ronald Reagan drug war, that
but like
fucked
they literally said like people nowadays, we've got the understanding to know where if you had a hole rot in your brain, you'd die instantly.
But the
Instantly.
the thing is, right, if you look back fucking years ago, it was the same with weed and marijuana, right?
Yeah.
They were fucking saying you can't have it, it's illegal, it's this and that, it's gonna fucking kill you. And then behind the scenes, obviously it's legalised now. They wait until they've got all the means in place, so they're in control. Big Pharma are in control of the whole narrative.
Do you know what
of
that
weed
was
and
as well,
marijuana.
though?
But
So I reckon the same's gonna come along the line in a few years' time with like mushrooms and all that.
With the
Do you know
weed,
what
it's
they're
hemp.
doing now? They're trying to synthesize psilocybin.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do is they want to give it to people in tablet form. So they want to synthesize what already works for
exactly.
us. They want to take certain properties out of it, and then
They can
start
put
distributing it to
everyone.
everyone, but to a degree that it won't do what it's doing to us now. It'll do what they want it to do. to us.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
that's where the control comes back in, because right now, anyone can walk to a fucking field when it's mushroom season and pick mushrooms. It's in their control. Big Pharma, as you said, they're going to fucking make tablets and everything. They're going to control the whole narrative. They'll start picking every fucking mushroom, going to a farm. They'll do all kinds to make sure
You can
they're
never
in
get
charge.
rid of fungus anyway. You walk into fucking Crocky Park, you can fucking pick mushrooms.
It's non-addictive as well, though, you know.
Like,
That's what I mean.
It's non-addictive and it's non-toxic, like it, and it's helping people overcome like addictions. So when we're facing addictions, what you're finding is people are going through like 2 or 3 weeks without having a certain substance. But what'll happen is a situation will occur in their life where they'll get stressed, and their go-to is the substance or the drug
Strike
that they've been,
all
the
that,
booze or the lemo. And like what the psilocybin's doing, because it's going into our body and working with our receptors, and it's helping with our stress coping mechanisms. We are actually removing that stress coping mechanism and resorting back to what we see as the norm.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's getting rid of
way I felt like before Glasgow, I felt like I was always walking around, and the only way I can ever explain this to people is I felt like I had a cloud in my head.
I was literally going to say that.
Yeah,
You know, like
my head
cloudy
was dead
vision.
cloudy and like
What? Look up.
Passing a machine, man. I don't need to fucking one now.
I felt like everything was dead cloudy and I don't know, I could never think straight, or I never really got joy out of things as much as I used to. And then we come back from Glasgow when I've done that, and it, honest to God,
I
it
feel
was
like it resets you, lad.
that
Load of
fucking
clarity,
that
I feel like
cloud.
it resets
How
you,
much
lad.
did you
I
have?
just went.
Maybe
Can't talk
a bit
about it
too
on
much.
this podcast, but
Yeah, maybe-
no,
maybe a bit
I
too
don't actually know, because
Well,
we've done
it
I
it.
was
think I nailed the
probably-
full stem and like the top, lad.
Like in
Lad, it was
one
major,
day,
lad.
Come on, lad.
we got up in the morning.
Started crying to let it be. Paul McCartney. Some bits, lad.
Now what we did, we got up in the morning and like one of our mates was rolling a few little poly ones, and he was putting bits of the stems, like he was ripping them up and putting it in the joints,
In
and
the
then we
split,
smoked
yeah?
it, and it
I
with
smoked it like.
Felt like I was in a cartoon, lad.
it kicks in within 5 minutes. Like, it's a couple of minutes it kicks in, and it's like it's not as intense as when you eat them, but it's like
You get that euphoric.
it's the
It's
euphoria and the
yeah.
joy, and everything looks clearer, and everything looked like we were lying in a tent laughing our heads off at seagulls flying around for about an hour.
The tent was slightly open and we just
You're never
seagulls circling us, lad.
You're never laughing at a seagull again after it took you past the
It was that one from Glasgow you were taking a piss out of,
I've done
lad.
DMT once, and I've done it.
DMT,
I got it.
something else.
I got it in
Yeah.
I got it in the vape liquid, and I don't reckon I probably will do it again at some
Scary,
point. But
the DMT.
it scared me a little bit, and it's not that it's put me off, but
Maybe
I
we're at
need
the
to
right
make
time
sure
for it.
I'm
Yeah.
fully in the right frame of mind before I go into that again.
Yeah,
Mark,
yeah.
what's-
Everything's to do with the settings.
It's all timing as well, isn't it?
What's that one I seen on your socials the other day with your bird? Is it the Happy one or
Happy,
whatever?
yeah.
Up the nose. What's that?
So Happy's, it's a shamanic snuff. So it's made up from like shamanic tobacco and different parts of tree roots and seeds.
Okay.
And it's all ground up into a powder, and it's used in like healing rituals for drawing to your intention and for releasing any trapped energies within the body. So like intention's key with any plant medicine.
Yeah.
So for me, a lot of my intentions lately when I've been working with plant medicine is to do with confidence. I was talking to you before about like I speak in front of 1,000 people on the beach or at big events and all that, and it doesn't faze me. Get the microphone, speak to everyone, you know, share a little bit of knowledge, uplift people, something positive, give people a little bit of an insight to having a better week. But when it comes to this comedy thing, I don't know what it is with me. Like there's a fear factor there. It's a different aspect of speaking. So for me, when I've been sitting with intentions lately, it's all been to do with like discipline and confidence. So like I've had some like crazy visualizations when I've worked with plant medicine through my intention. Like if you sit there and connect to your breath and like sit with your intention, whatever your intention might be, the happy will draw you straight to that, like, but there's no like ifs, buts or maybes. You're going directly to what your
How long have you been doing that for?
I've been working with plant medicines for 2 years.
With
So
what
with
the happy?
So the happy, you only last about, it's non-psychoactive, but you're probably on your intention and your meditation for 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe.
Do you feel anything off it like you do with the mushrooms?
No, it's not. You don't get no sort of sensation like you do with the mushrooms, but you feel grounded. When you feel grounded, you feel like totally relaxed and surrendered. Do you know what I mean?
Is that got to be administered the way you did, like through the little straw? So have you got to have someone else do it to you?
Yeah, so it goes through a TP pipe.
Into your nose,
they'll administer it through your left nostril, then your right nostril.
Yeah.
I remember. It's powerful, you know. It's like I recommend anyone to try plant medicines, especially in this fucking society.
The thing is with any sort of like plant-based medication as well. Like a lot of the time when you say that, people instantly go to mushrooms. And that's because that's where a lot of the like general public knowledge or even public awareness is. When you mention plant medicine, the first thing I think of is mushrooms. But there's that because they've been like so much more accepted the last few years. There's such a broad spectrum of them coming to light now as well, so it's like you don't necessarily have to get on the acid or do the mushrooms or do the DMT. There's much lighter.
You don't have to have these prescription drugs that the doctors are just slinging over the counter.
You shouldn't have them.
You walk in the doctors and go, I'm stressed. Mate, next them, do you know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't want to be fucking relying on them.
Exactly.
They are curing nothing that's going on in here anyway. They're just
don't cure it. It just suppress receptors in your brain. It doesn't cure anything.
It's all about education, because for years people who were stressed, depressed and fucking anxious and all that, they were told it was chemical imbalances in the brain and that's why you needed all this medication. So people started believing it and then everyone was just fucking following the crowd. Oh, needs this medication. I read a book called Lost Connections by a fella called Johan Ari or something, and he talked about it. Like, he was severely depressed and he was going through different doctors and all that. And he set out on a life mission to fucking find out what it really was. It wasn't a chemical imbalance. And he goes down the path of all different types of fucking plant-based medicines and all. And it's a really interesting book, like, so it's worth read, like.
Sick, that.
Yeah, it's good.
I'd encourage anyone, especially your age generation, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think when you're in your 20s, I think your 20s is sort of the perfect time. If you are going to sort of indulge any psychedelics, I think your 20s is the perfect time to do it. Because
too young, it's not like it doesn't work, but it's like that fucking strong.
You're not doing it for that reason, are you? You're doing it for a party reason. If you ever took mushrooms when you're probably under the age of 18, it was to get on it. It went to try and feel a good effect.
The first time I ever did any psychedelic, I did acid, and I think I was maybe just turned 19, I think, and like. At 19, you're still a kid. You think you don't think you're a kid, but you are still a kid. And like it was just
you
me.
Had no pubes at 19.
Was you still a virgin?
A year off, innit?
Not quite.
A year off.
Is that?
But
we dipping, we bopping, we slipping our cocking.
To have an experience like that at like 19 when I'd only fucking shagged a bird a year ago, and then to go straight in with
it from Havens,
honestly, to go straight in with fucking 2 tabs of acid, and it blew me mind. And like, I'm glad I did it at the age. I mean, maybe looking back, it didn't help with certain things, because I had like, you have like, I don't know, like stuff like with jobs and that. For years afterwards, I was like, I don't need one. I don't need one. Whereas it, like, you do. You know what I mean? You do, but it helped me. It helped me in a lot of ways, though. It helped me sort of general perspective on how I see things. Now, it did shift it a lot, and because it happened.
You're blaming the acid for getting sacked from jobs. I don't need it. Becoming over sacked.
That's what it is. That's what I'm doing. It wasn't me. It was acid.
Do you know what it is though for me as well? From my perspective now, after living a lifestyle that we've all lived, partying, sniffing coke, going out fucking 7 o'clock in the kitchen, fucking looking under the crack on the door like the blood
cats on the driveway and you go and check he's not got a wire in his face.
Like that. I'd have barricaded myself in fucking bedrooms and all that.
I'd be looking at my dog going, should promise me you're not a grass lad, you know what I mean?
But do you know, since we've been born, we've been brought up in a society where every single celebration that we have, birthdays, Christmases,
it's at least a bevy.
Sniffing, innit?
You have a bevy. You have a bevy to celebrate, but with the bevy obviously comes the drugs, and then you've got a nightlife scene and a party scene, and that the actual booze takes us further away from
it's all easily accessible,
than what we should naturally be.
They're all ego drugs.
Because it's that fucking.
But if you look at the
drilled
majority
into society, we know no different. So you've probably got a good following on your platform here for your age group. Probably a lot of kids who were going out on that party scene and all that. Lad, go and grab a bag of mushies and go and get in the forest and take your You're going to have a scream because I don't drink no more. I go to the woods with a load of mushies, load of boss people, crack the fire, take a little fruit platter, take some juice and all that, take the decks, take the lights, the fucking strobe lights,
the
smoke machine and all that, lad. And we just have mushies and we just chill and we just even on those occasions when you're going out to have a night out, lad, you've got no suicidal thoughts, no anxiety, no depression, you've got no come down, you don't feel like shit.
Do you know what I noticed, right? Do you know what I noticed after Glasgow?
Yeah, you do.
My parents left me. So I don't want the mushies.
Matty goes to the woods all the time just with cable ties, the little
with cable ties and women.
Matty's that kid who cable tied himself to the post at Goodison Park.
Hey, do you know what I noticed after Glasgow as well, right? I used to struggle to get up of a morning, and I used to just think I was a fucking lazy cunt, right? But for months after Glasgow, what was I like? I'd open my eyes in the morning and go, what a day, and I'd be fucking springing out of bed, ballerina dancing to the bog and that for a shit, honestly. But now because it's been honestly, that's what it was. I used to wake up in the morning and I'd be like, oh fuck, I'll go back a kip here, and it wasn't me being a lazy cunt, it was just pure depression, and I couldn't get out of bed. Not like I couldn't get out of bed, but I didn't want to get out of bed. I couldn't be arsed, and I couldn't be arsed doing anything. And now since Glasgow, I'm not going back into my old ways, but I'm noticing a little bit more. I'm like,
I feel like we need a mushy tip to get up for things like this. Like you've got your podcast now. You might wake up and be grateful for the fact that you've got a podcast to grow and put energy into, and a platform to grow, and people to bring in, and something to grow. Rather than waking up and just not giving a fuck about anything.
Me sitting here, because I didn't go to Glasgow and all that, and I always hear you talk. And I hear you talk about your experience with Glasgow and that, right, and how it changed. Just it probably did, but I reckon you were fucking ready in life for that change. Glasgow was just the fucking the vehicle that helped you get there. You know what I mean?
As much as the experience itself, and it's not even as Glasgow. I'm speaking purely about the day when we all got on the mushrooms together and that. That could have been anywhere.
Yeah, it could have.
The fact it was in Glastonbury was an added bonus.
And the mushies just found us, lad.
That could have gone anywhere. I think the thing is, though, I think just as important as the experience was, I think the timing of it was much more important, though, because we were at a point where we were all starting to work on something together. We were starting to gain a little bit of traction with it.
It created a unity.
It just created that. So it created that thing where
what's happening?
We had that logo before we took mushies.
I never even knew you had the
mushies. I tell everyone this story, right? So when I first started this, I was a bit and ahhing on whether to start it or not.
And his ma was making a 6-bag bowl.
No, and my little brother said to me,
crayons.
My little brother was going, you need to get your logos made, you need to do this, you need to do that. And he said to me, he went, let's say you've got a logo, he went, how would you want it to look? And I was like, I want it to be a little bit neon-y. And I'd been on the mushrooms and I'd done psychedelics loads before it, and I said I want something to do with psychedelics in it. And he sat up all night and made that, and he made that logo probably about 18 months ago, let's say, and then it just so happens that there's a mushroom on it.
Yeah. Sick, man. And we all got on the mushrooms.
When you've done psychedelics in the past, though, have you have you took them recreationally without understanding
I abused them, lad. I was literally probably for like, I don't know, for half the year, lad, when I was about 17, I'd be on pills. I'd be on like 3 pills a night, lad. Do you know what I mean? For like every Friday, Saturday, I'd be taking pills.
Like a smackhead.
No wonder I stopped growing, lad. You know what I mean? Just like ecstasy, lad, just like fucking tablets.
Lad, ain't no good for one kidney that though, is it?
Like for years though, like the first time I ever did mushrooms, I for like when you said that you don't drink anymore or nothing like that, for like 6, I think it might even been a bit longer than that, maybe like 8 months after it, I didn't want to touch a drink. I didn't want to go out like clubbing or nothing like that, because like I didn't see the point in it. Know what I mean? And it wasn't like I felt like I was in any way better than it, but I just thought like I found something better for me than going and doing that. And like, don't get me wrong now, like I still like going out and having a
life's about balance though, lad.
Yeah, it is, lad.
Life's about balance. If you can go out and have a blowout once every now and then, fucking crack on. But if you're going out every weekend and then waking up Monday crying that you've got anxiety, you're depressed, you're suicidal, you don't want to live, and you're fucking, like shit, and then you're going back out again on the weekend and doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
And you're just a fucking idiot.
Exactly. It is though, and people can't get out of that. People can't get out of doing that though, because they just feel like they have to do it.
It's long term. It's long term.
Or they've got no way out. They can't see a way out of it.
Exactly. I think with a lot of people though, it's like I you said before about like finding in a way like a purpose. A lot of people, and this isn't in any way me trying to be detrimental towards anybody, but like a lot of people, they get stuck into that like 9 to 5 routine, getting up, going to work. So that the only thing they've got to look forward to in life is going out on the weekend with the mates. They might have a stripe, they'll have a bevy, they'll have a couple of tablets.
There's other things we can do to go out.
That is true.
It's looking at the long term goals, because a lot of people use drug abuse and alcohol abuse as coping mechanisms. You know, I've got a shit life. This fucking takes me away from it. Or they're just making things worse. So you've got to look fucking into the future long term, and you've got to set
That's exactly what it is. Because at the end, if you're looking down the barrel of your life and you're thinking, I'm not retired until I'm like nearly 70, and the only thing that you can see as a possibility is getting up for fucking 3/4 of your whole fucking life, going to a job that you probably don't really enjoy, you're just putting up with because it's paying you, looking down the barrel and only seeing that is terrifying. So that coping mechanism of going out and drinking and taking drugs and that, it's not hard to see why people fall into that. I think
it's a short-term fix with a long-term detrimental.
All day, lads, all day.
But if you look at people who have that lifestyle, the amount of energy they put into that lifestyle, just apply that energy in a different fucking avenue.
Exactly.
Some people need guidance who are like that though. They need to be shown.
For 30
but that's why you're in a strong position, because you've lived that life and you fucking turned the corner. You fought yourself forward to get out of that position. So now you're on the other side, so you can preach about it. A lot of people are scared of change. They don't want to change. So they don't want to help themselves, and that's the first point of fucking helping yourself is admitting.
You know what,
I need to sort my shit out.
Even with yourself though, you said 13 years. I bet you for the majority of that, you thought I'm never going to get out of this. I'm always going to be stuck in this rut.
For part of that, lad, I was loving life.
Because
like for me at that time, where like my mentality and my frame of mind was make money, fuck bitches, fuck that's the life I was living. You know what I mean? I was grafting, I was like flying here, there, and everywhere. I had dough, I was like partying, but it was like the long term effects caught up with me, like it will do with anyone at some point. If you do something for so long and you abuse it, there's going to become a day where it's like...
But with that lifestyle, there's never a slowed fucking down, a slowly, slow, I can't have a stroke here. A downhill slope, slowly, it's just bang, you hit the wall and you fuck straight away, you know what I mean? Because like, how many people I've spoke to who've lived that sort of lifestyle, they're on top of the world, fucking loving life, as you said, fuck bitches, make money and all that, and then they just go bang, and they're in a hole, and they need help, and then if they haven't got a support mechanism, the base behind them, like the family, like you said, fucking someone had to come pick it up from London and take it back home, didn't they? You had that support mechanism behind you.
What's the story with that, if you don't mind me asking? Like?
So I was involved in like a lot of crime and all that, selling drugs from a young age. I had 6 kids by the time I was 26. So like,
there's some good stats, them.
I had the snip when I was 26.
Jesus.
Probably a good move. That's another story. But I had a lot
in the kitchen off his banner like that.
3-finger floppy wank. Man, I had a lot of pressure on me to like provide and like support my family. I had like a car, a flat. I had the kids to provide for. So for me, I'd always tried to like attain a say a normal job, a trade. I was a qualified brickie at the time, and then I went into welding. I was a qualified welder. I was like, but then wages weren't
enough
providing for my family. So like, I always had a sideline, which was like selling limo, and like it was easy because everybody that I used to go out with on a weekly basis were fucking mad limo heads. So like, you go out with a few halves and spin them. Before you know it, you've got a phone that's half bouncing, and like money's easy. And like I got to a point where I didn't even respect money no more. And like I couldn't justify going to my normal job as a brickie 5 days a week to earn fucking 450 quid or something at the time. When you'd go out on a Friday night and you'd earn fucking $1,000 or something like, and I was like, so I was in and out of like me job, just taking the easy option all the time. When I started trying to come out of that lifestyle. And I had a lot of issues with like the baby's mum at the time. Like I couldn't see my kids, I didn't have access to my kids and all that. And I was just thinking, I need to get away. I need a new direction. I need a new path. I wanted a new hobby. I wanted something new to like feed my soul. And like I've always been a bit of a lone ranger, mate, done my own thing and like being a bit different to what everyone else does. I started doing acting school. Started acting in Liverpool at Act Up North. And it was boss. I loved it. Started learning about like how to play roles and like putting emotion into like specific characters, learning scripts, acting out different scenarios and all that. Then I done the Peaky Blinders, feature film, done some music videos, worked for Channel 4 on Man to Meet My Beam.
That's sick,
I was doing all like different stuff and like I was just like, I'm going for this, mate. I've only been acting for like a short period of time. I'm nailing all these roles. People were bigging me up and saying, oh, you're flying, you're doing boss. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go to London. Like some kid from Act Up North said about this other scout kid who went down there and started smashing it. So I went, I'm going to fucking go and smash it as well, do you know what I mean? So I drove to London. I went to the Identity School of Drama, which was like one of London's top Oscar award-winning drama schools in the West End. And I'd done a 4-hour audition. And at the end, they were like, they went, wait here, and they went, where are you from? I went, Liverpool. And they were like, unbelievable then. You know, like,
you got any limo, lad?
They went, you done amazing then. They went like, we look forward to getting in touch with you. So I was like, fucking hell. So I was like, there's an opportunity here for like...
a bit of a change as well.
Something to happen. So I got an email, and the email was Monday and Wednesday, 11 till 3 was the times for this, for me to go and start working on the drama school. But I thought, how the fuck am I going to get a job in London? I'd already moved my gear down there, by the way. I packed my gear up and got a room share in Marylebone. I was living down there, moved myself away from Liverpool, but I'd isolated myself at the same time.
That could be a dangerous thing to do sometimes.
So I passed my audition for the acting school. They sent me the times, and I was thinking, fucking hell, how am I gonna? So I tried to get on the Ubers, but I've been banned within like the past 14 years or whatever the regulations were, so I couldn't get on the Ubers. I had my welding qualifications, so I started bouncing around all different sites in London. High rises, there was loads of construction on. I was like, is the project manager here? Can I speak to him and all that? And I ended up nailing 2 like big massive contracts in London as a welder, just on me jack. So I got Lango Raw and Multiplex and all that. I was earning till. And like, I ended up going working on these high rises in London. Ended up getting signed up by this talent agent. He was trying to get me on like Love Island and all that. He was trying to get me on like Love Island and all this. I had like a talent agent manager, and I was like, what the fuck? And I ended up banging her as well. Like, she was about 40 odd, and I don't even know how
experience though, lad, innit? Do you know what I mean?
So, she heavy though?
Nah, she's
like that teacher in school, innit? Wearing fit, but you just fancy
like the power trip of it.
She was allowed to be on Big Brother, but she was my only mate when I was in London. So like, I didn't have no mates there. It was just like me and her. And she's like, all right, darling, what's that? You want some dinner and all that? I was like, fucking go ahead.
He was like, darling, want some dick?
I think I started out of nowhere, started getting anxiety. Like, and like that isolation from like my family, my friends, my kids and all that started like creeping in. And I started drinking a litre of vodka a night. I'd go to work and I'd literally go into work. I wouldn't speak to anyone, couldn't hold a conversation. On the way home, I'd get 2 bottles of tonic water, a bottle of Smirnoff, go to my room, bang, nail the litre of vodka in 4 drinks, and I'd feel like all my anxiety would go. Yeah. For 3 weeks straight, I was drinking a litre of vodka every night, straight after work. But I went from the Smirnoff vodka to this like Russian fucking blend. Yeah. Some crazy lunatic shit. And lad, I hit this Russian vodka and I totally turned on it, lad. Yeah, and like I ended up phoning my ma, broke down and all that, wanted to slit me wrists. My ma phoned the plod come through the gaff, took me to the hospital. He put me in a room in the Aussie and he was like, you aren't leaving this hospital. Like, he went, it's not, you're not safe out there on your own.
I've got an audition on Wednesday.
My head was gone. And the phone, like my ma got on the phone, so my ma had to drive down from Liverpool to London, have a meeting with these consultants in the Aussie and say, look, I've been a nurse for so many years. I'm going to bring our Mark back to Liverpool. I'm going to be his carer for like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He's not going to no secure unit. Because they wanted to put me in this gaff in London, and I was looking at the fucking reviews. I was going, mate, I'm not going there, lad. It sounds like an absolute fucking nut house. Although I'd already lost the plot myself. So I ended up getting let out the Aussie. Went back to the gaff where I was living. Literally put everything in my car, in my ma's car. Went back to my ma's, and I didn't leave my ma's house for months. Yeah, like the anxiety and all that, and that's when I got like proper depressed, and I started having my suicidal tendencies, and I was going out and all that, and fucking didn't know what to do with myself. And that's like not far off the same time when I started getting connected to the beach and getting to nature and all that. I didn't know what.
One thing I wanted to ask you before, because you said there was one day you just went down the beach with a bag of mushrooms. What was it that made you just sort of like one? Because before that, had you ever done mushrooms before?
Nah,
no. So like,
I'd always been scared of mushrooms.
What was it? What was it that one time that made you go, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna see what happens.
So the doctor during this time frame, the doctors had been prescribing me medication, me ma and all that. Like, didn't know what to do with me. They were like, you need to take this, son, and all that. And I was like, nah. I had one mate who was around me, who was like into his yoga and all that, and he was like organic and all that. He was like, Mark, don't take them. You've got an addictive personality. Fuck that. So like, I started just going down the beach and continued to do that. But when I met the Cosmic Scousers and I spoke to them, I'm extrovert, me. If someone says you're all right and I'm not all right, I'll be like, nah, I'm a fuck. I'm not all right. And I'll give them the rundown. You know what I mean? And he'll be like, that fucking hell, sorry, I asked you. Fucking hell, lad, come and sit down here with us. So I told them anyway, I was like, nah, I've got anxiety, I'm depressed, I'm fucking being suicidal, don't know what to do with myself. And they're the ones who said to me, have you ever tried mushrooms?
Okay.
So like, they put it on me. Yeah. And I was like, well, nah, but now you're mentioning it, like, you know, and I felt like I had no other way out. You know, like I didn't want the medication. Yeah. I thought this could potentially fucking cure me of all this fucking pain and heartache and just mess that I was in. And it did, lad. I said to the kid, get me some. And he got some when I met him, grabbed him, went down the beach and bang. And I was
just on your own, did you do it as well?
I phoned some kid who went to school with. I was like, lad, have you ever done mushies? He was like, nah. I said, come Ed, I've got some here. And he was like, where, lad, yeah. And we just went and hit it, lad.
Have a good time on them.
Yeah, it was boss. Yeah, like, I didn't even know what to expect. Yeah. I'd never done nothing like that. Yeah. But I was like lying in the sand. And I always remember the marron grass coming over the top of me. Marron grass is like proper bright green and yellow and that. Yeah. It was coming over me and it was turning black. And then the wind was coming and it was going... And it was blowing all the marron grass from being black to like lighting up and being dead bright. And I was thinking, this is washing all the darkness out of me. Yes. And like little flies had come by my eyes and I could see the fucking details on the wings of the flies, and birds had come past, and like my eyes and my vision was just like that spot on 2020. I was like, I'd see like specific details on feathers and all that. And we just went out on and we had a little mission. I had my tunes on my back. And we were just marching through the sand dunes like we were in Rambo or something. Like, all this
paint on the cheeks and that and everything.
All this junk, boom, boom, boom. We were just marching through the marron grass up and down the sand dunes, and it was unbelievable, man.
Mad,
it is great, isn't it?
The sunset, and I was just like, wow.
That's how I first noticed. I looked up at the clouds and I went, whoa, they are HD.
Goes vivid, like, doesn't it?
Fucking hell.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Even with us though, we were waiting to get on the coach to go home from Glasgow. And
delayed by
And slept for
delayed by a
21
good few
hours.
hours, and I went, well, we'll go and find some kiddies got mushies, and we all done it. And like we just lied on the grass, and we had our eyes shut, and I'm not messing. It was like you probably know what I mean, right? This big fucking bright white light was just right there, and I was just like, what the fuck, that sun's bright. And I opened my eyes and we were inside the tent. There was no underneath like a gazebo. Yeah, listen, there was no light in there. It was just a normal tent, and then you could look outside and it was like
a big gazebo.
Yeah, it was like a big massive gazebo. But then when I'd shut my eyes like that, it was like if you shut your eyes and look in that light, it was like that. It was like a beaming light was there, and every time I'd open my eyes, it was
You
like
said that the light went.
I've been through like the Egyptian temples and all that. Me on plant medicine journeys, and like literally been through the Egyptian temples, seen all like mad fucking.
Had a game of Eds and Vols with Tutankhamun.
He's got a good left foot on him. I remember the first time I ever did mushrooms, mate, and like it weren't really like planned. We'd like mentioned it in passing, and then my mate came down with a big fucking bag of them, and I was like, we're gonna have to, aren't we? And like the room we were sat in, the wall was like beige, and there was like a canvas painting of like a Buddha, like just like a Buddha's face on the wall, but like it was like the Buddha was like brown, like bronze and grey, and the backdrop of the painting was also beige, so it blended in well with the wall. And my mate goes, he's sitting there and he goes, come and sit here, have a look at that Buddha painting. I was like, why? He's like, just come and have a look. And I was thought, you know what, fuck it. I was like, I sat for half an hour laughing at a leaf before. I was like, so, I mean, I'm not painting, know what I mean? So I went and sat there, and I've been sat next to him. And then like, after like 30 seconds or so maybe, I couldn't differentiate between the beige on the canvas and the beige of the wall, and it looked like the wall went back forever, and there was just this big Buddha's face floating in the middle of it. And I was looking there, and obviously this Buddha wasn't saying a word because it's a painting. And I was sitting there, and I was going, no, yeah. I was like, I know what you mean. I was like, I know what you're saying. And I was sitting there, and then lad, it was just madness. But like he was saying, like when we done them, waiting for the coach to go home from Glasgow.
It was like we were all connected.
We were sitting there, and like
we'd all look up at the same time and go, do you know what I mean?
It was
and we'd all
weird,
just go,
lad.
yeah, man.
It was
Do you know what I mean? We
weird.
just all knew
I've
exactly.
heard stories where like two different people have been
And
on
they
the plant
connect
medicine,
together,
but
yeah,
they've been to the same place.
Listen,
We had recycled souls on, right? We had recycled
have you
souls
met
on.
Carlos?
Yeah,
he's
nuts.
And we had that.
He had like a gram microdose, lad.
That curtain was open and there was like shit on the wall, like curtains on top of the wall, and he was just staring at them for ages because me and Carlos were there, and he was like, "Nah, lad, them curtains are talking to me." You know?
No, Dad, you weren't talking. What happened, right? It's what was happening. So
You took a lot more than a microdose,
no,
by the
like
way,
he
lad.
told me it was a
A lot
microdose.
more.
It was about 2 or 3 grams of
It was
mushrooms.
like a box
Yeah.
of, lad, it was like a box of butter mushrooms out of Aldi.
So like Gary and Carlos sat there, and when they're talking to me and I'm looking at them, the curtain behind them's getting these like green veins up it and breathing, and it was just breathing like that. So they're talking, and I kept trying to catch it off guard. I was going, I'm looking at the curtain, and it stopped, and it kept stopping, and I was going, I'll get you. I was going, I'll catch you, but like I know what you're saying here though. Like when you like if you're with people who you're comfortable with and you trust in that, and like you'll have the same trip at the same time, because that's happened to me on 2 separate occasions with 2 separate types of psychedelics as well. It happened with these in Glastonbury when we were waiting for the coach, and what was happening was I was lying down with my eyes closed. I wasn't asleep, but I was more relaxed than I've ever been. And there was all these like red clouds that were like, and for ages before it, I didn't even really realise there was loads of shit which like it weren't even the case, but I was worrying about stuff that just wasn't happening, wasn't true. And there was all these proper like thick like red clouds, and they just parted all of a sudden, and that big fucking like light was there. And I was just looking at it for what felt like about 3 days. It was only about 20 minutes. And then I've opened my eyes, and I was like, and I just felt so much lighter. I felt like all like me little anxieties and whatever else was going on was just washed away. And then there was another time with one of our mates. You know, I'm not gonna say his name. He's in like the military and that. So I don't want to get him in any trouble and that. But
That Dave.
Chris Hughes, but basically, like me and him,
Don't blow him up.
We got on the. His name's not even Chris. We got on the acid in ours one day, and then we went in the garden. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. I might have done, but I'll say it anyway. And we were sat in the garden smoking a joint, listening to some Pink Floyd, because we were just like proper like we were thinking
acid.
we were sitting there and we were like, if we're gonna do it, you know what I mean? And then I've sparked this joint. And I've had a few of it, and then like, you know when you have them dreams where you fall off something, and there's all that adrenaline in your chest, and then you wake up. I had this big fucking, it was like this big, massive ball of adrenaline just in my chest, in my belly. And I was sitting there, and I was thinking, and I'd done acid a few times before this, and I'm thinking, I've never fucking felt this before. And then he goes to me, he's like, Danny, I feel like I was like loads of adrenaline. He went, yeah. He was like, what's going to happen here? I went, well, I don't know. I went, all you can choose is how you react to it. I went, you can't choose what's about to happen because it's going to happen anyway. We both just sat there, and then like next minute I've felt like I started like lifting up. And then I'm thinking to me, don't be stupid, lad. Like, so as I've turned around to check I was all still where I was, I could see over the gardens and that. I was going, what the fuck? And then I've looked down and I could see myself sitting there with this joint just looking up, and I'm going, what the fuck's going on? I was thinking, if I just died? And then this, like, I don't know whether it was like like a voice or like just my own mind calming me down, and it was like, you know, you've not died, you're coming back, just not yet, like, relax. So I was like, well, if that voice that I've never heard before is saying that I can trust that voice. So I just sat back and just relaxed, and I was just fucking floating up and up and up. And then if the only way I can describe it without trying to just make stuff up is it felt like I went through the sky, and then next minute I could see all these fucking like colours. Fuck knows where it was, but it was great, lad. I don't know where it was or what it was, but I'd love to go back for a bit. And there was all these like colours and like patterns, and the stars were like going past me and that, and then next minute,
that's what it feels like to live in Western land.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And then next minute, I've just went like, I felt myself just drop, and I went like, and sat forward, and I was back in the garden. I still had me joint left, and it had just gone out. And then about 2 seconds later, my mate who's next to me goes, and I've looked at him, and he's looked at me, and he went, "Did you just?" I went, "Don't say anything." I went, "I know exactly what you're about to say," and he was speaking about it, and he literally said he's seen this like fucking like ball of like light just come out my chest, and then without like completely involuntarily followed it and couldn't help it, but he just followed it, and we literally had the exact same thing happen at the exact same time. And that's exactly not the same like experience, but the same sort of like, it feels like your mind and your consciousness all sort of like links together. Yeah. In a way.
That must be true in a sense, though, because a lot of people say that they've had the same trips as the mates or whatever.
It's gotta be, because I know it's a little bit different, but like women who like live together, the mental cycle fucking synchronised.
What's the yawn all about, lad?
The week?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta be something.
So there's gotta be something there where like if you're having that type of experience,
consciously connected.
But listen, it's happened with me and her. We were at Glasgow, we were sitting there having a little cuddle waiting for the coach and that, and bang, at the exact same time we both just sprung up and looked at each other and went, "Hey, innit?" Just at the exact same time. We didn't speak for like 15 minutes, and we just banged up, and we, whatever we'd seen, we both just went, "Ha, innit?" Like at the exact same time, though, both shot up and everything. It was madness.
They're powerful.
It's crazy, innit? Because like they can grow out of a cow shit, but it can change your whole life.
More people need to be connected to it, lad.
Yeah. That's
the stigma that's attached to them needs to be.
I reckon the stigma's going that slowly but surely.
I reckon it's more people are starting to work with them in a safe space, in the right environments for the right reasons, and it's like, I know so many people who've come off like medication and all that, and like whose lives have been changed through microdosing and having a journey.
Recycled Souls had done the exact same thing, lad. It was like bad on the lemon and stuff, started taking mushrooms, hasn't touched lemon since. You see that? So it goes out, do you know what I mean?
That build-up you felt in your stomach, though, was a build-up you half fell as jizz.
I don't know where this thing
from 7 years back. 7 years back, like glue.
Just want to make it very clear. I've never been molested by me dad.
As far as you know, not while you've been awake, anyway.
You and your mate. I'm aware of.
You and your mate been in your garden slipping, and you had your Mars out and jumpings on.
Woke up with your Mars thong on.
I was like,
on your nose, like a COVID mask.
Proper sore. But that's funny. So
are you actually going to take that one?
Going away from the subject of being molested. So like, when was it? When was the first time? Because I can't remember whether you've said. Yeah, so when was the first time you got molested? So like, when was the first time? Like, how long ago was it when you?
Oh yeah, when you first. Was it after? Was it lockdown? When
did you say it was just as lockdown was starting?
The beginning of 2020. Yeah. During the lockdown.
And then, how did you then go from you doing it on your mate on the beach to then getting thousands on the beach?
Yeah, how did that come about?
What was the process there? What happened?
What even made you want to do it? Did you plan that, or did people start coming with you?
Because during lockdown we weren't allowed within like a metre or two or whatever the bullshit was at the time. And I was all about getting people out the house because I knew people were cooked up, stressed out the nuts. and a lot of people were staying indoors, but like there was obviously a large community in Liverpool who were all like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? And I was one of them, fuck this shit people.
I was myself for a while.
And I thought I need to do something proactive, something productive, something that's going to help people. And it was like the simplest of things, going for like community walks, helping the homeless, litter picking around the city. Yeah. And then the beach meditations was just like, if you want to come and watch the sunset, do some meditation, a little bit of breath work, a little bit of yoga, we're going to meet up at fucking 7 o'clock Tuesday. And like 25 people come, then 50 people come, then 100 people come, then fucking 200, 300, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and then it's just ended up like where it's at now. Do you know what I mean? We're about to wrap up now. Yeah. We're going to be wrapping up for the winter, but
that's what I was going to say over the winter. What's the plan with that?
But the cold water community starting to come back to life now. So like there's another kid, one of my mates, Jimmy, runs the cold water community.
And what is that, by the way?
My mate Robert does that actually.
Yeah. For people who don't know what
Phil and Robert,
Phil who's been on the podcast.
Cold water communities. It's another community event where people can just come, get out the house, and it's an opportunity to get connected to your breath, set intentions, let go of any stress.
Very good for your mental well-being as well. The cold water, because when you're in the water, you've got nothing else to think about.
Your stress levels
you've got nothing else to think about except how do I get warm. So all them thoughts are gone, and it's so good for your mental well-being. I think
the cold water is amazing for us, and they incorporate breath work, and obviously then they do a cold dip, so they'll do like different locations down the coast, Crosby, Formby, are the main two.
Have you got anything now you want to shout out? Anything you've got coming up? Anything you want people to go to just before we get on to our questions as well?
I'm looking forward to them.
It's the best bit.
So my profile for like anyone who's obviously following you guys who doesn't follow the profile, what I've got live, I've got Awaken Souls events, I've got On a Mission MC, and I'm all about alternative therapies and
we'll put all the links to these, by the way, in the little description underneath the
and then obviously
you can click it and go straight
any events you've got coming up. Well, you'll be all those socials will be on there, so we can all see what you're up to and what one.
I'm all about alternative nights out and alternative therapies. So anything that's like natural for us, that's going to benefit us, and we can also come together and we can have a dance and we can have a laugh and we can have a scream. For example, the full moon ceremonies, Pineapple Express. You know, like come down and get involved. You don't need a bevy and a vodka and a stripe and all that shit.
I love
it. You'll have a fucking Boston night with us, and everyone's cool. Do you know what I mean?
And next time you do.
And I want all you to get. I put all you. I'd like to get you on the guest list and come to the next full moon.
I'll be there. When is it? You know, have you got a date in mind for it?
Yeah, the 8th.
Of October.
I'll
be there.
So when will this be? When will this be?
I'll send you all tickets.
Is that next weekend?
Bring a couple of your mates as well. So like go and tell all your little firm and that.
This might be out a week after that. So have you got anything else planned past that?
The next one after that's going to be the next full moon. So I'm not sure what the date will be. But it'll be the next
around
month.
4 weeks.
Just Google it.
4 weeks after the 8th.
Yeah, around 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, if you're free on the Saturdays, is it like a full moon ceremony? You're on the mushrooms, you have a little dance or stuff like that.
Meditation, breath work, sound therapy, Reiki. We do cacao. We'll do plant medicine, and then we all have bonfires. We get fruit platters out. We all have a drink. We put a music playlist on. We have a dance. We have a sing. People have a smoke. People have a little smoke.
That's what you want, though. That's a nice environment,
medicine. Just no booze, no cocaine, no ket. And no dickheads.
Yeah, nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
that's what you want.
It's all good people, you know what I mean? Secret locations, and you get the location 24 hours before.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching and you're interested, there'll be a link to all of his Instagrams and that down in the description of the video. You can find out all the dates. You can find out all the locations if you're planning on coming. It'd be good to see some of you there, and obviously it'd be good if we can get people down. It'd be good for them to meet you as well.
Be good 100%. To get some of your little. Your age group down there, the younger generation down there. Everyone's got to be over 18, though, you know what I mean? But obviously,
flying.
Now then, it's time for the bit that we've all been fucking looking forward to. It's time for everyone has to play. So fucking roll the intro.
It's time for everyone has their price. Find out if you're nasty or nice.
So, Julia Dobbs. Hi, Julia. Thanks for your question, Julia. Right, so Julia says, 20 grand on the table.
Fair bit of money.
20 grand on the table. But you have to use Prince Charles's cum as mouthwash for a week straight.
Say less.
That is King Charles.
Say less.
That is King Charles to you.
King Charles. So 20 grand, you've got to use
Is mouthwash?
Is Jizz's mouthwash
For a week?
20 grand.
I put echoes in my mouth, lad.
Money up now.
Man,
I wouldn't
pills in my mouth,
swallow
lad,
it
for
for
years.
20 grand. I'll swallow it. Come every day for a week for 20 grand.
Right, okay.
I'm
Okay.
just saying.
What about you, lads?
Just if I had 20 grand in cash now and this
20
bottle,
grand, I spunk 20 grand in fucking 1 month when I come back from Dubai on Tinder, lad. Fucking hell. Going up and down the country trying to find a wife, lad. Nah. Fucking leg is jizz, mate. You
that's
can
fair.
fucking...
That's a fair. I'm skint.
I know how
That's a
quick
fair
you can
answer.
blow 20 grand, lad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fucking throw a couple of notes on the end of it, lad.
That's gonna try.
Deal
You
with
know what I
it.
mean? Fucking shit.
To
20
be
back.
honest, 200 quid and I'd probably do it.
I'd do it, fuck it.
Right, okay. I've got another one here, but I think
Right.
we've already said that. Don't
Let
worry.
me have a little look. Let me have a little read.
Amend it.
Oh, by the way, big shout out to Danielle, the manager of Largo. Mwah. Thank you very
Hola,
much, Danielle.
Danielle.
Yes, Daniel.
Chica.
Oh, Lago.
Senorita.
So, is it aware? Have you been in like a manufacturing environment with these big fucking robot arms?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
ABB robots, right?
Yeah.
Clive turns up
Right.
on a voice scooter.
As he does.
As he does, like Clive is our imaginary banker. He turns up with the money.
He's like the Bancroft deal or no deal.
Yeah,
Has
yeah.
no face, just loads of money.
Just gives dough and
Do you
just
know
gives
what I
us
mean?
weird shit.
Because
You got
he's...
a bally on or what?
No,
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 he wears a suit and
on
a
the
trench
graph?
coat with like a
Listen.
fedora.
No, he's took his fedora off, right? Because he's responsible.
What's his hair like?
He's wearing one of the Voy helmets because you get
I
a
see.
discount if you wear it. Did you
I
know
see.
that?
Where'd you get
It's like 5% of a quid.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
5p.
Yeah, so, you know the Voy
Yeah.
scooters, you can apply for a helmet off them and they give you discounts. They send you a helmet.
You've got to
Voy
be
on the
one to
side.
apply for that though. You've got to be a bad helmet to apply for that.
Like you've got to have kids in your basement and all that, you know.
There used to be
Yeah.
Voy jeans and fucking JD back in the day.
That's not
Do you
the same
remember
brand.
that?
That's not the same.
They used every stuff rock round in a pair of Voy jeans.
Lad, you
And a licensed Scott
Hey,
fucking
get
polo.
on.
That was me, that.
Get
That was
on
me,
this, me
that.
jeans, match me scooter.
Listen, lad, me in the school disco, lad, I used to pull all the camels. Mad.
With your scooter jeans on.
You had K-Swiss webs and everything.
It was just Adidas, just had 2 stripes, lad. You know what I mean? That's what it was.
Anyway, Clive turns up right on a voice scooter with his hat on.
Right.
With one of the yellow JD bags on, right, with loads of dough in it. Loads of dough, tilled up to fuck, right.
How much
63.5 grand, that's all he could fit in, right, in pure, crisp notes,
Exactly,
right. Yeah.
No folds in them,
But
not.
he's throwing a muzzy on the Queen because she's dead, so he's
Yeah.
got a little more sharp, big fat
Yeah.
fingers like that.
She's not going to be asked.
Right. And he says, to you, around the corner, there's a factory, and there's a big ABB robot arm there, right, with a big 10-inch dildo on the end. You can have all this money, but you've got to let the robot put the dildo up your ass and lift you up in the air for 30 seconds.
I'm only about 10 inches in height, lad. It come out my mouth. You know what I mean?
At the bottom of the dildo, is there going to be like some return plates for your ass? So you're not so the machine, the dildo doesn't end up in your throat.
Have you seen?
Sit on the ledge, come up and come down.
You've seen the big black mamba one with the big onion bag on it?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
onion
yeah.
bag's massive.
Oh, and you're sitting on the ball
You're
bag.
sitting on the onion bag with the big veiny shaft right inside you.
Go on, say it,
That
Matt.
wouldn't be that
Say it,
bad.
say it. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, well, I will give it a go. I'll give it a go, but lad,
I
it's
used
coming
to
out my mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to
10 inch,
stick
lad.
major Kinder eggs up my ass. Hey, on the regular, fucking parcelled up to fuck, lad. It's easy going up that, lad, for 63 nigga.
Listen, lad.
Send me on the plane.
Kinder eggs, right? My kids always get the giant ones for Easter. Their heart's got to be nice.
Do you reckon?
I filled them with Yorkshire puddings and gravy, lad. It's mad, lad.
I'd do that for 63,500
No, I don't reckon it'll come me.
Loads of lube, lad. You're fucking flying.
Lad,
God, then fucking I'll do it. I'll do it.
grand, I'm doing it right, lad. I'm taking the dough and I'm having a laugh about it later on, lad.
I'll give it a solid go.
Yeah.
Solid.
An extra fucking 15 grand to let one of us control it with a pendant like that.
Like what? Just have it.
I wouldn't trust any using my ass.
Just do that, just drop it.
Oh, yeah,
fruity sticking in my booty. Oh, yeah.
That's like a motto for the Thai massage.
It's so long.
I love you long time.
I love you a long time, yeah. You naughty little boy. What are you doing with that tennis dildo straight up your fucking shit so you can't? Fucking have it.
You slut.
Kiss the dildo, kiss the dough, and see you later.
I think that's his answer then, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
Right, go on. Are you painting as lip pick or have you not got one?
I'll just do it. I'll freestyle a little question at you. So I'll paint the picture. As I do, so we'll say it. We'll keep it seasonal. It's like autumn going into winter, as we are now. It's starting to get dark. Not early, but at like 7.
For the 1.9% people who watch in America, that's fall.
Yeah, that's fall. That's when the leaves go brown.
Oh my God, we're in fall.
Yeah, we're in fall. Yeah, it's not a season. So it's autumn, right? It's not getting dark early. It's getting dark at like 7, 8 o'clock. A reasonable time for it to go dark. Yeah. It's getting dark, and you see this fella stood down the road. He's got a trench coat on and a fedora and a briefcase, and you're thinking, well, who else could that be? It's Clive, right? And he's walking over. He's a bit sussy. He's walking over, and you can hear his heels. He's got Cuban heels on. You can hear them sort of hitting the floor and echoing off the houses. You can hear them sort of bouncing back. Yeah, exactly like that. But he's walking slower. There you go. Exactly like that. He's doing exactly that. And with, like, eye contact the whole time, and he comes over with his briefcase, and the briefcase is looking bigger than usual. Yeah. You're like, how much money's in that, Clive? Fucking hell, he opened it to 200 grand, innit?
Oh,
right.
fucking
200 grand is a lot of money.
200
right?
big bags.
Got to be in the top 5, that.
200 grand.
bags in the
200
top
grand,
5.
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
100%.
Right.
You're getting abused for that.
Getting trafficked.
And then he pulls out of his pocket a kitten. Right. Right? For 200 grand, you've got to get the kitten, put your dick in it, and have a wank with the kitten.
First question, do I know the kitten?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the kitten male or female? Are you fucking ass or fucking pussy?
Well, even if it is male, you are still technically shagging pussy.
Well, you're shagging pussy, don't
That's what I'm saying. So
I'm shagging pussy.
Like that. I feel it. Give me that pussy 200 grand. But bear in mind, I mean, that will obviously result in the kitten dying. But for 200 grand, you're having a wank with that kitten.
Not with my dick, it's not.
I was going to say, yes, micro penis, touch me.
Is the kitten doing what, lads?
My bed microdoses every time she gives me a chew. Just loads of foreskin. It's horrible.
What's the kitten doing, Dan?
So it's not doing anything in particular other than like crying screams of like.
Do you have to wear a Johnny or are you dry backing it?
That's entirely up to yourself. I'm personally going in raw. I'm not talking about. Like, I wouldn't go for a massage and leave me top on. I'm not wearing a Johnny. Right. You've got to have a wank with this kitten until you come as well. You can't just do it and then throw it. Bear in mind, in the process, that will mean the kitten does die. Yeah. But you've got to do it till you come. And then you get 200 grand.
That kitten's got heavy whiplash there.
Listen.
Serious claim going on there.
Are you doing it?
Like that.
Are you doing it? I don't know, you know.
With the extra thick
This
Johnny,
is a fucking cracking one to kick up all the animal rights activists. Fucking ever.
Are you doing it?
You see all the animal rights activists here, lad.
I don't know.
200 bag.
No, you've even got a cat, lad. I've got a cat. I can relate to this.
200 bag.
Why do you shag your cat?
Next question.
Hey, it's actually illegal, by the way. Obviously, I've not looked into it.
Yes,
But is it
it's illegal
illegal?
to shag
No,
cats.
because that
It's
kid who
very
threw the
illegal.
cat in the bin didn't get put in jail.
No,
She
Do you know what I
didn't
mean? Like,
shag
it's
the
not
cat,
like...
though.
Shag it.
No,
No,
yeah,
seen
so that's what I'm saying, is
Yeah.
obviously doing that.
That's what I mean. So even if you have bestiality on your phone, you can get nicked for it. That's
Is
why
it?
when the busies had my phone, I was shitting myself. Like, no, not because I had it saved on my phone, but
'Cause
Joe
them
down
WhatsApp
WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp chat.
Staying with animal porn. Like, just staying with animal porn. Did you ever see that video like time ago where the fella was fucking the chicken?
No.
Lad, he was in like a barn banging a
Some
chicken.
kid in my
Like
primary
fucking right by the wings.
Did you see the one of the fella shagging the snake? Shagging a snake.
Where's the snake's hole?
Hey, the
There's a
worst one.
snake on my cock.
Do the
Where's
worst
the
one.
snake's hole, lads?
When I was...
Do you know what I mean?
It's like a little,
And it's great.
Oh, you know.
Go on.
So who's shagging the cat anyway?
They quick, right? They quick.
Are you doing the cat?
Oh, fuck the cat everywhere.
Are you wanking the cat off?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
a
to
little
wank
tag
with the
team.
cat. The cat
Wank
gets
with
no
the cat.
pleasure from it. It just dies.
And then it sneezes, you jizz everywhere.
Oh, lad. A fair ball, but just jizz ball.
Yeah, it's like that.
Oh,
And just
And when they hiss, it goes.
cum shot. Cum shot comes back at you.
Looks like a mouldy conker shell. Anyway.
How the fuck did you make that story up just out of your head?
Listen, hey, stay quick, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
Talking about animal porn night. I remember when I was in school, one of the lads brought us a DVD and was like, "Hey, get on this." And this
A DVD.
DVD,
CD
Blu-ray or just the DVD?
No, just fucking DVD. The DVD. And
The rum.
and this video was very strange. So there was the standard horse scene, right, where bird got fucked by the horse.
Yeah.
Then there was a scene with this bird.
Standard horse
Yeah,
scene.
standard horse
Just
scene.
normal.
Then there was this bird with a sedated dog and she was licking its lippy and everything. Like the dog was just lying on the couch and she was just chewing this dog off, right?
What a life that dog has.
And then once she finished with the
What a life
dog,
she's got.
when she finished with the dog, she went to the freezer, chest freezer, because she's not a fucking stramp,
Of course.
and pulled out a frozen mackerel and just frigged herself with this frozen mackerel, lad. And I was just,
What the fishy fanny.
yeah, I watched the whole
Fanny.
DVD. I watched the whole DVD, but I was like, what the fuck?
I watched the whole DVD, but you're a weirdo.
I didn't watch the credits. I've got the bird's name.
Have you ever dealt with a proper mackerel minge?
Oh, lad, we've all dealt with one of them, lad.
I remember years ago when we were up on a fucking curly one, fucking on a bender, and we were back in my mate's gaff, and he phoned up one of them escorts that Le Femme fucking outfit, man. This bird come round, mate, and took her knickers off, and she stunk the gaff out. She was in the other room as well. I'm not even lying. That bitch needs to be fresh for fucking business.
Yeah,
Lad,
in it
she
though.
stunk.
Did you still go through it?
I never eat it.
Lad,
Nah.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, right? But when we were like 18, 19, there was a lad who used to hang around with us. Ben, he was about 3 years older, and he was a virgin, right? He wouldn't even speak to a bird. And we went to town one night, and we were like, lad, we're gonna get you the brass on the way home. He was like, you're not? I was like, no, we are. We're getting you a smackhead brass from Shield Road. Don't worry about it. Just smash it.
Oh yeah, she wanted to suck.
Yeah.
Alright, mate.
So we grabbed this proper fucking bobby head, right? Went back to his, and we just went, listen, here's 20 quid each. They was fucking about 120 quid, which was a fortune for her. I went, just take him upstairs. He's never done it before. Just sort him out. I was like, it was his house, let him smack it into his house. So we go missing, right? She come downstairs about 15 minutes later and was like, your mate's fucking horrible. She went, he's just licked me out and I'm on, and just walked out the house. For one, why are you licking a smackhead brass out anyway?
And two, while she's
the
on.
blob. Oh, mate, it's like
lad.
he got his head stuck in a 2p machine in the arcade. Just the pure pennies. How vile is that? Just loads of other fellas porridge in there and everything. And he's like,
You're saying porridge, like what you're in Muller corner yogurt when you first mix the strawberry stuff into the yogurt. It looks like that.
Still scranny.
Yeah,
Here's
nice
a
yogurts.
question for you then, talking about mackerel minge then, right? How much for you? Yeah, 10 grand on the table and she's in there, right? But it's like a hot day as well, so she smells warm as it is.
I've
do you know
done
what I
this for
mean?
a drink
Hot
before,
and
so you don't
sweaty.
need to put
I
that
know,
on
yeah,
the
you
top.
did, yeah.
Proper damp smell.
10 grand.
it smells hot.
10 grand to let her squat over your face, but this woman, she's got a special talent where she can just discharge on command. So all that creamy discharge. Just gotta let her do it in your grid for 10 grand.
Yeah.
I've got a muzzy to think about.
This charge ain't that bad.
It's going to be in my flavour saver for weeks.
But lad, cost of living crisis though, Gary. You've got to
it
think
is,
about it, you know what I mean?
This charge ain't too bad, lad.
I'd do that, lad, for 10 bag. I'd probably do it for
I
a
can
grand.
deal with a bit of discharge, lads. You know.
He's like that.
Serious mouth.
I'd do it for 10 grand, to be honest. I'd do it for free.
Hey, talking about sex pest though, do you ever do this? Bet you do this with your bird. You ever just grab your bird's arsehole just when she's walking around the house randomly, just fucking. Lad, I'm always hooking me. I'm always hooking me bird, lad. I just do it, lad. Like it's a bit of a tension. It's a bit of affection. Although she says, "Fucking get off me, idiot!" I'm like, nah. Don't all fucking fellas do that.
Listen, I do it.
I reckon they do. You gotta do that.
I do it everywhere. Like every time she's on the stairs or anything, right, I always do it. And when we were in the caravan last week, right, I just got out the shower and I was just in my bills lying on the bedside. And I'd been doing it to her before in the caravan, like I fucking gripped her. And as I was lying there, she just come over and went, don't like it, do you, lad? Started grabbing me on your back, pulling it and everything, going, taste your own fucking medicine, you dickhead.
That's a very different thing.
She swung me off the bed, I bounced off the floor and everything, lad. It was hilarious. She was swinging me. Yeah, like that big fucking foreskin, like that, what? Hey, she'll have some arms to swing me, lad.
Slingshot foreskin, no.
So I just wait till she's asleep, right? And when I wait till she's asleep. I pull my pants down. Soon to be Manscaped undies. Right. Pull them down. Grab me penis. Pull me foreskin back.
Ooh,
Put me Japs eye on a cheek.
cheeky boy.
And slam it forward dead fast.
Chinese finger trap.
And create a vacuum like a leech.
Almost the black hole of the foreskin.
And then just fucking pull it like that. What? Who's laughing now, dickhead? Hey! Like that. And then she wakes up with whiplash.
Hey, you just pull it out.
I know what you mean.
Like that. I grab me foreskin and just fucking throw it over her nose and suffocate her. Death
Well, on
by
that note,
cheesy
we've been
billet.
recording for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon we call that an episode.
I think
I've had a great
been
time.
beautiful.
Mark, thank you so much for
Nice
coming
one,
down.
fella.
I've been boss, you know. It's nice to just have a fucking
It's
laugh.
been a
innit?
pleasure to have you in the room,
Yeah,
man. We've had a
people take
fucking
life
good
too
time.
serious,
All of
man.
Mark's social medias on his Instagrams are going to be linked down in the description. Get down to some of his parties. You will have a fucking great time. You'll see us there. All of our fucking Instagrams and that are going to be in the description. But this has been the What's Happenin'
Do you know
podcast.
what?
Oh,
Ask
sorry.
people to fucking subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah, defo,
How much
subscribe,
how much
support.
percent aren't subscribed, Gary? Let the people know.
70% of our viewers aren't subscribed.
You know who you are.
I know you can
know
click
you
on
are.
YouTube and just watch a video, right?
Make
Help
an
the
account.
boys out, help the
Innit,
platform
But
out,
we've got
support
loads of
them,
fucking
help them
mushrooms to
grow.
buy, so fucking sort us out.
The more people subscribe, the more we can keep making them. The more we can start earning a bit of dough from it, and we can start putting more money into it. So if you subscribe, turn the notification bell on,
One second.
you can be one of the first ones to watch the video.
Because Danny,
yeah.
Danny can pay for his cancer treatment.
Hey, big shout out, sorry, by the way, to J Thomas, 89, and the lads who all drive the wagons. Boom.
We love
I
you.
nearly forgot about
This has been the
yous.
What's Happenin' podcast.
Patreon!
Episode
Get on
30.
it.
Patreon,
Yes, 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 yes.
Patreon! Excited.
Mackerel mince, bam, bam.